ఎవరైనా మీరు నా ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ క్లాస్ నేర్చుకోవాలి, పైథాన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ నడుస్తున్నాయి, మీ పిల్లలు ఎవరైనా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ గా ఉంటే, సో దే కెన్ జాయిన్ మై క్లాసెస్ త్రూ ద లింక్ ఐ హ్యావ్ గివెన్. సో జూమ్ లింక్ ఐ హ్యావ్ గివెన్, సింప్లీ you clicking on that link and you can join my classes. Now every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, thrice of a day classes will be conducted under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation. So now I'm going to explain the Python project, which is the game of snake game. So how to write the code for the snake game? I have given the Zoom link. Simply you download the Zoom app in your mobiles, and you can, no need of any laptop. You can download your Zoom app in your mobiles and click on that my link. So you simply come into my classes and you can understand the coding. Now I'm going to explain the coding. If you are not interested, you can join your students who are studying the BTech computer science, BCom, BSc computer sciences, MCA, BCA, Bachelor of Computer Applications. Anybody is interested to understand the programming, so he can join my classes. Okay, so okay, now how I am writing the code. If you want to see how the code is being written, so that moment you need to do what you need to download the Zoom app in your mobile. First of all, you need to download the Zoom app to, because once you have downloaded Zoom app from your Google Play Store, and from there you can, whenever you click on this link, Zoom link I have provided, మీకు కింద లింక్ ఇచ్చున్నాను, అక్కడ మీరు క్లిక్ చేస్తే నా క్లాసులోకి నేరుగా వస్తారు. కోడ్ నేను ఎలా రాస్తున్నాను అనేది, స్నేక్ గేమ్ అనే ఒక గేమ్ కోడ్ రాస్తున్నాను. మీ పిల్లలు ఎవరైనా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్నారో ప్రోగ్రామింగ్, మన లక్ష్మీనారాయణ కృష్ణ ఫౌండేషన్ కింద వారానికి 3 రోజులు కోర్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. శుక్ర, శని, ఆదివారం సాయంత్రం 8 గంటలకు జూమ్లో మీరు వచ్చేసి ఈ క్లాసులు, మీ పిల్లలు ఎవరైనా ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. అది మీ బీసీఏ అని కాదు, ఎంసీఏ కాదు, బీకామ్ కంప్యూటర్స్, ఇంజనీరింగ్ వచ్చేసి కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ ఇంజనీరింగ్, ఈసీఈ, ట్రిపుల్ ఈ, ఎవరైనా, ఎనీబడి కెన్ లెర్న్. ద క్లాసెస్ టోటల్లీ దే విల్ బి కండక్టెడ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్. మొత్తం క్లాస్ అంతా ఇంగ్లీష్ లో ఉంటుంది. సో ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టార్ట్ ద క్లాస్ నౌ. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్, ఓకే, these classes they are being conducted under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation thrice of a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every at sharply 8 p.m. in Zoom. Okay, today I am going to explain a game created, that is called snake game in Python. All of you, you can understand that what is the significance of the Python in the market nowadays. So the Python is mostly being used to develop so many applications like web applications, desktop applications, gaming applications. So by the help of the in Python, by the help of Pygame library, in the previous class I have explained how to create a game. So first of all, we need to do what import Pygame. Pygame is a library. The first command, the print. So if you want to know whether it is the library and module, simply you can use a command print. Okay, type Pygame. So by that you can understand that whether it is the library or the module. So then one more, after the importing of Pygame, one more command, import time. That is what it is, time related functions. It is a module which is mostly used for time related functions. Next, random module. For it to import random module, so import random. So random module mostly used to generate the random numbers. The time module, which will be used to used for time functions. If any delay, if you want to delay the game. So whenever this much of code I have written, so whenever you run this code, this is the screen and you are seeing the game like this. Whenever you run this code, whenever you click on see, so game will be started. Okay, so how the game is being started? So by this arrow moves, arrow up, up arrows and down arrows in the keyboard. So this blue square is the snake and the red square is the feed. So as the snake moves near to the feed, the feed moves at different parts of the screen. But whenever your snake touches the screen, end of the screen, so you will get the message like game over. So press Q to quit or C to play again. So this is the snake game code I have written. So first of all, let me explain each by line code here. So that is what you know. First of all, we need to understand line by line code. Okay. So as I told you that first of all, what we need to do for this in Python, if you want to write the code for gaming applications, like your two-dimensional gaming, for two-dimensional gaming, mostly Pygame library will be used, not for 3D games, okay, only two-dimensional games. So we need to import the Pygame library. This is the first line of code here. So then after what? Time module, we need to import time module. So as I told you that Pygame library, it is a library used to create the game window, handle key events, drawing, etc. to create the main game window. So to handle key events, main events and drawing. Time, next import time means that is used directly, time module used for time related functions. For what? It is not being directly used here, but useful for delays if needed. So what purpose time module will be used here? To if any delay, so you need any delay in the game, so time module will be used. So import random. So what is the meaning of this code? This code uses to place the food at random positions. Okay, random is a module. So in the previous classes, I have briefed that what is the difference between library and module. So library is nothing but it has so many files. It has so many files. Understood that? So it has so many files. What do you mean of the library and what do you mean of the module? I told you that many times. So module is nothing but a simple file with the .py extension, and library, Pygame is a library. That library has many files. So each file is the .py extension. Okay. So these three codes, this code is very important. This code is very important. Okay, and import this random module. So this code I have written for what purpose? This code, what do you mean of this code? Import time. So next what you know? Why I have written print type time, print type Pygame. So if you want to know this Pygame is whether it is a library, otherwise it is a module, by this print type function, we can find out that whether the Pygame is the library as the, otherwise it is a module. So understood module, I have explained what is the difference between module and library. Library is nothing but it has many files, every file with the extension of .py, and random is a module, time is a module, but Pygame is a library. Module means every module is a file. Next command, pygame.init. So pygame.init is what to start modules of Pygame. So if you, as I told you that to write the code for the snake game, so we need to initialize that library, Pygame library, to start all the modules of the Pygame. So command is what? Pygame.init. So initialization. What do you mean of initialization here? Initialization means to start the game. Mostly initialization is a word mostly used to start. Okay. So pygame.init means to start modules of Pygame. So it to initialize all Pygame modules, Windows, sound, etc. Okay. So this is the most command mostly used in the it is mostly used in the to start any module. So we need to use this pygame.init module. Okay. So next command is what you know. So width, height, this for this, what do you mean of this command I have written here in the snake game? So thousand, these are the pixels, means that canvas, the screen of the window. Okay. And then this set underscore caption. What do you mean of this? By this command, we can give a caption to the game. Okay. Next, try to understand. If anybody is interested to join my classes, I have given the link in the Yaduvamsham Yadava Uchita Parichaya Vedika, and different groups I have shared my class link in all the groups. In different groups I have, so in all the groups I have shared the link to attend my classes, pre-programming classes under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation. Thrice of a week will be conducted Friday, Saturday, Sunday sharply at 8 p.m. Okay, if anybody is interested, any children who are studying in computer engineering and any EC, any triple E, whatever it may be. So if any BCA, MCA, otherwise BCom computer, if they are very much interested to learn the programming languages without going somewhere else like Hyderabad, because it's very cost effective. Everybody knows that. In the Hyderabad, they are taking a lot of money to learn a lot of programming language like Python, Java, front end, back end, whatever, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So randomly classes will be conducted on different topics every week, 3 days of a week. It is a good opportunity for all of you. If anybody is interested, you can join my classes just by clicking on that link. I have shared the link in different platforms. In all the groups, I have shared my link. Okay, not only I have shared this link in my Yaduvamsham groups, in different groups, I have shared the class link. So that is the motive behind of conducting these classes. Okay. Now come to the next point. So once the code has, how the code has been written, then what is the result? So result is what you know. So game. So this is the game, as I told you that. The game is what you know, snake game. Most of the students you might have run the game in your computers. Okay. Otherwise, in your mobile snake game, within that snake game, what happens? You know, one snake is there, and whenever you run the snake by your keys, that is what up keys and down keys. So that moment like this, what you know, whenever arrow keys you have. So this is the blue scale is the snake. So as the snake reaches the food, that red sphere is the food. So whenever your snake reaches to that food is what red square. So that food will be shifted to randomly in different positions of the screen. So that is it. Whenever your snake is and edges of the food, that moment what happens, the game will be quit. So how the code was written for this game. As I told you that initially I have started a lot of classes over Python, Java. So now I am conducting what projects in Python. Okay. So now come to the point. So as I told you that pygame.init means this is the mostly used command to start modules of Pygame. Okay. All the Pygame modules will be started. What are the Pygame? How many modules will be started? Like what you know? So Pygame modules, window module, sound module, etc. will be started. So and then next command. So width, height. So what do you mean of this? So to set up a canvas. So to set up a screen for this, okay, 600 pixels, otherwise 1000 pixels width and 1000 pixels height. So to set up the pixels, to set up the screen, window screen. So width and height, that is up to your choice. How much of size you want to set up? That is the screen size. Next, what you know, by this set underscore caption, by this we can set up the name of the game. Okay. Next, so colors. So colors are what you know. That is very important because this snake is assigned with the color blue and the food is assigned with the color red. So how to assign? That is very important. Here in the previous class already I have explained that is the RGB planet. RGB RGB palette. Palette means what, red, green, blue palette. Okay. That palette has only three colors, red, green, blue. Okay. Now, black underscore size. What do you mean of this black? Generally, what colors are defined using RGB tuples. Tuple already I have briefed in the previous classes. Tuple is tuple sets and dictionary lists. Okay. So colors, these colors, black, blue, red colors will be defined using RGB tuples. Okay. These are used to draw the snake, food and background. Okay. So this is the screen as I have shown here. This is what this blue color, it represents what snake. This red color represents what food, and background color black. Background color black. If you want to change this background color to somewhat other color, okay, and that moment this 0, 0, so you need to suppose if you suppose if I have changed this as 255, 255. So what it indicates that, so RGB tuple, first color is red. Okay. So red, green. So green. Okay. So if I want to change this RGB, red, this is the red color, this is the green color, this is the RG black. Okay. So like that, what you understand? Okay, whatever the color you want to emphasize here, if I have mentioned here 255 means the red color will be present and remaining colors will be not present. Okay, here 255 means this is the maximum value assigned for this blue color. So 250 RGB. Blue, B means blue, not black. Okay. So that's it, like what So next, what next, game setting. How to set the game here? So game settings are what So black underscore size is equal to 20. What do you mean of this? Snake underscore speed is equal to 15. So anybody wants to join my coding classes, I have given the link, Zoom link, and that Zoom link that is shared to all of the groups. This is the permanent link to attend my free programming classes. The classes will be conducted under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation, thrice of a week, without any fee. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they will be started at 8 p.m. So anybody is interested and their students and their parents, please ensure that this is the right opportunity for you to guide your children to attend my classes. Because of these classes will be so cost effective. If you want to send them to Hyderabad for any coaching centers, it will be so cost effective. So 3 days, 3 days of week classes will be conducted. If anybody is very much interested, you can join my classes. But just clicking over that link. Okay. And for that, don't be panicked that if you don't have any laptop, simply you can write the very efficient coding in your mobile simply by downloading of simple apps. A lot of apps are there. Pydroid 3, Python Pydroid 3 is the mostly used app in Android mobiles. You simply download that Pydroid 3 app from Google Play Store and you can write the efficient code. Okay. Next. So here, generally, this code I was briefing that black underscore size 20, snake underscore speed is equal to 15. What do you mean of this? So black underscore size is equal to 20 means the size of each square block of the snake. So square block. So I told you that here, see in the screen, this is the blue, this is the snake. So block underscore size is equal to 20. What do you mean of this? The size of each square block. Each square block. Every time it moves, na? So it is moving like a square. It is moving like a square. So every square, as it is moving everywhere, that size is equal to 20. So every square size is 20. What do you mean of this? Okay. So black underscore size. What do you mean of this? The size of for this code. What is the meaning of this? What do you mean of this code? Black underscore size means the size of each square. So whenever you run this game, that moment what by this arrows keys means the snake is moving. And whenever you want to reach this snake, you want to reach to the you want to reach. So as you reach to the game, that is what food. The snake, it wants to pick up the food. Okay, that moment what happened? So as you reach, so every movement is a square. Okay, see, try to understand. So how the code was, that is very important to understand the code. Okay. So right now, what is happening here? Try to understand. This is so every moment is a square. Every moment is a square. So for the code written black underscore size is equal to what? The size of each square block of the snake. And snake underscore speed is equal to 15. What do you mean of this? This means how fast the snake moves. How fast the snake moves. Okay. The snake moves slowly. If you want to make it very slowly, suppose if you have written 5. So what do you mean of this? The snake moves very slowly. So snake game. So let us see game. So here, if I start the game, how it is moving? It is moving very slowly. It is moving very slowly. So this the blues square is the snake. So it's if you want to define the speed of the snake. So okay, that speed. So this is what snake underscore speed 5 means I have decreased the speed of the snake 5. If I have given 25 means the snake moves with very fast. So that is what FPS means frames per second. Frames per second. Okay. How fast the snake moves frames per second. So next code, what is the meaning of this line of code? Font is equal to Pygame. This much of code written for what? So see what happened here. Whenever here, this font, whatever you're seeing over the screen game over press Q to quit or C to play again. This is called font text. Okay. So that font oblique text, if you want to, which type of font, how much of size of the font. So that is written, this is the default size. This is the default size. If you want to change this as 20, so what do you mean of that moment? The size will be decreased. Size will be decreased. Run this code, run snake game. Okay, previously it is, now here, whenever your game over, so you will get a error message. So this is how yours, here what you are looking here. What are you looking here? This is what game over press Q. You are not able to see that text. So because you have decreased the font size Okay. So you are looking very small font. So if you want to increase the font, what is the default size? 35. And if you mention 40 here, surely the font will be somewhat size will be increased. The font size will be increased. So see, whenever the snake touches the screen, so that your game will be finished. Okay. Now you are able to see the font game over, press Q to quit. So you are looking your font is somewhat better. You are able to see a better quality of the font. So the font, to define the font size, so this code that is very important. This code, this much of code, what this much of code I have written here. Try to understand here what is happening here. This much of code, what it indicates that. So this default size, font size is for 35. So to display the text, okay, like messages, error messages when the game is over. So that moment, whatever the message will be displayed on the screen, that will be that its font size is 40. Okay. Next, this is what? What is the meaning of this? This is what? So by this, what happens? It controls the frame rate of the game. I told you that the gray frame rate is what FPS. FPS means frame rate, frames per second. Frames per second. So frames per second means per second how many frames will be displayed, otherwise moved. So the frame rate will be controlled by this command. So here clock is a class. Clock is a clock is a class. It has a method tick. It has a method tick method. So by the tick method, already in the previous classes, I have briefed about that. What is the module, what is the class, and what is the method, attributes, everything I have explained in the previous classes. So once you want to attend my classes, you should have that knowledge. And otherwise, you refer my videos, which I have already recorded and kept in my YouTube channel. And you go there and you try to understand all that videos and you come to the classes. Okay. And once we want to develop any projects, means any projects, any applications, any gaming application, window application, desktop application, business applications, any applications, if we want to, any project which is related with any artificial intelligence, otherwise it is any machine language concerning any deep language concern, deep machine, okay, machine learning and deep learning concerning any data analytics, okay, you should have the knowledge how to use that library, okay, that is very important, okay. So what is the meaning of this command? Clock means, as I told you, that this is the clock is a class of time module, and time module is part of your Pygame library. So this clock class has a method, tick method. The tick method is being used here to control the frame rate of the game. Okay. Next, here one function. I told you that how to create a function here in Python. Everywhere we need to create a function whenever you need, because of the function will be run whenever any event occurs. Event means your click event, maybe mouse click event. Okay. So whenever in Python, what happens, by def keyword, def is the mostly used keyword in Python to create the function. Okay. Functions are nothing but somewhat predefined code will be run. Okay. And that predefined code may have 10 lines of code, 15 lines of code, 30 lines of code, 50 lines of code, even the 2 lines of code maybe. So that is called a block of code, and that block of code will be kept with a name, and that is called function. So because of whenever you call the name of that function, okay, any name, so that whatever the code previously written code will be run by any click movement. Okay. Like click event means your mouse event. So by this function, what happens here? Message, what happens, message is a function name. So by this, what happened? It provides a message. Who will provide the message? Who will provide the message? By this function, this message function, it provides a message like game over. Already we are seeing game over, this message. Okay. This message will be provided by this function. Okay. So like game over on the screen, what we are seeing on the screen. Now here, one function used here, blit. This is what? The blit, it draws the text at a specific position. So this blit, this is a function, okay, blit function, okay. So that is part of your screen. So see what happened here. Whenever you keep on dot operator, I told you that many times. See, this is what blit. So generally function method, I have briefed in the previous classes. So M means method, F means function. So blit is a method. So this blit method, so it is used what draw the text at its specific position. Width is 6 and height is equal to 3. So that text will be displayed with this width at 6 and height at 3. So if I change this as width at 10 and this is 3. So that moment what happened? You run this code, what happened here? Okay, see what happened. So now whenever you run this code, see what happened. The frame rate of the snake movement I have. So now this is what, so the location changed. The text location changed. So the text location, wherever the text, the error message, if you want to display the error message on the screen, so that moment what happens, you need to, so the error message, wherever you want to display that error message with this font of size. So this split method, as I told you that this split is a method. So it draws the text at a specific position. So if you want to change the position where the text to be displayed, you need to change this width and height. Next. Next what? Next command. So this is message is a function. Next, this is one more function, draw underscore snake. So see what happens, message is a function name. You can keep any name, my name, your name, XYZ. So you need to keep the function names, suitable function names you need to keep. Always you need to keep a suitable function name. Okay. So here one more function created, second function. Its main intention is what its function name is draw underscore snake. This function name, you can keep any name as per your choice. Okay. As per your choice, you can keep any name here. There's no any problem here. Okay. It is up to you, whatever the name you want to keep for that function. But def keyword mostly used here to create the function. Okay. So function name draw underscore snake and block underscore size, snake underscore list. These two are your parameters. Okay. They always called as parameters, attributes, variables. So here, wherever I have designed this block underscore size and snake underscore speed, these variables, they will be passed for this draw underscore snake as a parameters. Okay. So now, then after, what is the meaning of this? Here, for loop used here. For loop, what do you mean of this for loop? First of all, try to understand what happens here. This loop, this function, it loops through all parts of the snake. Okay. So this function loops through all parts of the snake and draws green rectangles. And draws. So see here what happened. If I run the game, so not green rectangle because I have changed the color of the snake as blue. So that moment, so what do you mean of this? This loop, what loop? This for loop. See, where is the for loop? This is the for loop. This for loop, this for loop, what it does? This for loop, it loops through all parts of the snake and draws green rectangles. Here I have changed the rectangles color as blue because under this is snake blue. Okay. This is the RGB tuple, red, green, blue. So the maximum color I have assigned for this blue 255. That's why if you want to change that as green, so you need to keep, that is what you want to keep your snake RG. This is you want to change this as 255. And this is you need to keep 0. Okay. So what do you mean of this? Now, your snake's color, this is the RGB tuple, red, green. Okay. Maximum size, maximum color I have assigned. So now the snake color may be your green. Okay. So now what happened? If you run this code, run and main snake, stop the previous. So name blue is not defined. So here, once your color is changed, you need to change the code and which line that is in color in where Pygame dot draw rect screen. Here you need to change this line blue as green. Okay, the line is 34. Error is where your Python interpreter it will help you, and you can simply find out the error in which line. So interpreter, Python interpreter, it helps you in which line in which line Python interpreter helps you in which line the error is there. The line 34. What do you mean of this line 34 means? So in line 34, okay. So you need to go there and it will and underline. See here. This is the blue. So you need to do what here? You need to change this as green. Okay. Because green. Okay. Now you run this code. If any error is there, interpreter, Python interpreter, see what happened. You are now at the previous code. Your snake is what? Blue type, blue screen. But I have changed the color, the snake color as green. Okay. By simply changing of the color RGB tuple color. R means red, green means G means green, B means blue. Okay. By simply here in this tuple, RGB tuple, green, this value max, I have used the maximum value. So R red 0, green 255 means green will be displayed in the your screen, and blue will not be displayed. 0 means no, there is no need displaying. 255 means that color will be RGB tuple. You can mention here, okay, RGB tuple here, okay, RGB tuple. So in 10 minutes, the class will be terminated. Okay, if anybody is interested, you can join by simply clicking on my link I have provided you. And next what? So this function draw underscore snake is a function. Previous function, message function, as I told you that this message function will be used to display a message on the screen. Which type of message? Already we have studied which type of message, either error message, okay, game over message, okay. Next message is what? Another message, draw underscore snake. So what it does, this function, so what it does, this function loops through all parts of the snake. So and draws green rectangles. It draws green rectangles. Okay. So run this. So this is the game. Okay. So this function, what is the meaning of this function? So as I told you that this draw underscore snake is a function name. You can keep any name, your name, my name. This block underscore size, snake underscore list, these are two parameters. Means your variables here, these are the two variables. Okay. And the variable used for what you know, snake underscore speed, this snake movement of speed with how many frames per second. Okay, these two variables passed as parameters. So this for loop used here, what is the meaning of this for loop? This for by this for loop, what happens here? Uh, it this for loop loops through all parts of the snake and draws green rectangles, because in your, as I told you that in your game, this green rectangle, it indicates that the snake, and red means what you know, red rectangle used for what purpose? Food purpose. Okay. And the screen background color is black. Okay. So next color, next is what you know, come to the code. So this is the main. One more function created here. Function name is game loop. Function name game loop. You can keep your name, my name Vasu, your name XYZ, XYZ. Any name can be kept for the function. But every time in the Python, the function will be created only the def keyword. So just whenever you want to create the function, so simply you need to keep the def keyword. Okay. Otherwise, without the keyword in Python, it is you can't create any functions. So the def keywords at the starting, and then after function name, and the function name must be suffixed with the brackets. Brackets are called here parentheses. And then after, colon is very important. Without the colon, your function will be not defined. Okay. Your Python interpreter, it will understand that whenever if you don't want keep any colon, so that moment the Python interpreter understands that there is no any, the function is not properly defined. So you will get the error here. So now this main game under game loop, what do you mean of this? This is the main game loop. Okay. Main game loop. So this is the main function. So where entire game runs by this game this is game loop. This is the main game function. Under by this, the total game will be run. Okay. So under this false game underscore over game underscore close, two variables defined with the false values. False is nothing but is a Boolean value. Okay. Next. So game underscore over, it is being used to stop the game, to stop the program. Okay. Game underscore close. So it shows the game over screen but allows restart. So game underscore over means your game will be stopped, but game underscore close means so game over message will be displayed on the screen but allows restart. So you can allow the restart by simply see here what happened. Whenever you see what happened, your snake, it is moving, and whenever the snake moves and reaches to the edge of the screen and it touches the screen, so game is over. That moment you will get this message, game over. Press Q to quit or C to play again. So that moment, if you want to start the game again, simply C. Okay. So this message, how the message is being displayed on the screen. I told you that one message function we have created. By the help of that function, this message will be created and displayed on the screen. So these two commands, game underscore. So game underscore over, that is defined for what? To stop the program, and game underscore close. In 5 minutes, I think the class will be closed, first period, and next class will be conducted on Saturday. This game, snake game, will be closed. Briefing will be closed in the Friday. Today is Friday, Saturday. Okay. So next, snake's position settings. Initial snake position. Initial snake position. See, this is the initial position of the snake. This is the initial position of the feed. So whenever the game started, so what are the initial position of the snake and feed? So to set up that, these are the commands written for initial snake positions. Snake starts from the middle of the screen. What do you mean of this? Middle of the screen. If you change these values, so at the initial time, snake position will be changed or by the screen, in the screen. So here, where is your snake is at the center of the screen. Total within this window size, screen size, your snake is kept at the center of the screen. So if you want to change the screen size, you see what happened here. Suppose if you want to keep like this, okay, then what happened? You run this code again, that moment it will not be set at the center of the screen. See, where is your snake is not kept at center of the screen. So it is kept extreme left, top left corner. It is kept at the extreme left top corner. So before that, the snake was kept at the center of the screen. So now by simple this changements of the values, now your snake initial position was at the top extreme left corner. Okay. Now by this code. So every code has a meaning. Every code has a meaning. So now its snake starts from the middle of the screen by this code x1 underscore change, y1 underscore change. It determines the direction of movement. Direction of movement. So it in which direction the snake it needs to be moved. So x1 underscore change, y1 underscore change. It determines the direction of the movement. Next, the what do you mean of this? Snake underscore list is equal to empty list. Snake underscore length is equal to 1. So these two commands, these two line of code, the list of coordinates for each part of the snake. List of coordinates. Starts with length 1. Okay, list of coordinates for each part of the snake. It starts with length of 1. Okay. Next, foot position. So where the foot? This is as I told you that in the screen, red square is the foot, green square is the snake. So by this command, foot x, foot y, so randomly positions of the foot inside screen bounds. So by this line of code, what happen you by this line of code,